Ah, Peanuts, one of the most influential cartoons of all time. You know, people wonder how Peanuts was created. Yeah, I wondered that too. Hey, Franklin, you're here. Hey, man. I want to talk about how I was in the strips and stuff later down the line. You got that? Sure, Franklin. Sounds good. All right, let's talk about the fact why Peanuts was created. Before all of this, though, Charles was raised somewhere. Now, according to this book by DK, he was raised during the Great Depression and was serving in World War II. While that was happening, he had the dream job of becoming a cartoonist and was reading his favorites. And he's probably reading was Popeye, Mickey. The point is, he was in love with cartoons. Man, that's such a great dream job. Yeah, exactly. And that was only the beginning. So after Charles Schulz basically started finishing serving in World War II, he made a comic strip called Little Beginnings. It didn't perform well, and then eventually he started to sell it to United Features, who basically said, we can, make it a lot better. Charles suggested, let's call it Good Old Charlie Brown instead, or Little Folk. But they wouldn't approve of that, and instead, they decided to call it Peanuts because, why not? Let's call it Peanuts, and it sounds like a great name. It eventually started in 1950, and the family members are actually based on those characters, and Charlie Brown is based on his alter ego. The comic strip started becoming so popular, and the golden age was 1960s, where so many great things happened. And later, in 1968, a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon was created, and it was made specifically for Snoopy. He was in his aviator Snoopy costume. And that same year, there was another new character that some people did not expect. Franklin, can you give it away? Oh, sorry, I was trying to put away this. It's okay, though, I can tell you. Basically, things crazily happened in the 1960s, and it was pretty bad. But there was one school teacher who suggested to add this character who would eventually become Franklin. First of all, Charles did not approve of this at first. He was like, I'm not sure. But then he eventually made him simple, and basically he goes to a different neighborhood, all of that. And that was one of the best moments from the golden era, and that was insane, and it was epic. So thanks for letting me to share, Aarush. Hey, no problem, Franklin. Alright, let's continue. Because Peanuts was popular, there were so many crazy things. There was musicals, like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy the Musical. Two incredible musicals that are great. But there was also one thing that also made it popular, A Charlie Brown Christmas. See, a TV executive wanted to create a Charlie Brown special. Originally, they wanted to do a documentary, but eventually, it turned into a Charlie Brown Christmas. It became one of the most popular specials of all time, and people are glad that it was created because, it brought childhood, and it's an incredible classic. Besides that, one of the reasons why Peanuts was popular was because of Snoopy. He had incredible fan bases. One of his favorite things to do was be personas, like Beagle Scout, just a skater, and of course, be the aviator, the one who flies and tries to destroy a red plane. Ah, yeah, that was the times. And basically, he was even part of NASA at one point, which was cool, and it was definitely a huge boost for the moon landing. And everything was popular for Peanuts for years, and even the competition was, even if it was trying to destroy the competition, like Garfield, Calvin and Hobbes, they would never, ever get the success like Peanuts. Unfortunately, in 1999, Charles, the creator, was having poor health decisions, and in 2000, he was gone. But his memory and legacy lives on with specials, museums, and a new movie eventually created. And even though Peanuts is still an old comic strip, it's become very nostalgic, and people think of it as an influential series, because without this, we wouldn't get Garfield, Calvin and Hobbes, my personal favorite as well, Big Nate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Just there's so much classics, and that's what I really like about that. And without Peanuts, we wouldn't have, like, so many great stuff. So we thank Peanuts for everything that it's done, and we're so glad that it gave us an entire new legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed this great history, and I want to thank Franklin for being here.